Now, Wave 31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Let's get you the latest on Francine. Newest information coming in from the National Hurricane Center, now putting the winds at 85 miles per hour sustained. It is getting a little bit better organized here in the western Gulf of Mexico and likely will intensify a little bit more before moving inland during the day tomorrow. Right now, the forecast has Francine peaking with winds up to 90 miles per hour by tomorrow morning, maintaining that strength as it moves inland over southern Louisiana as we take you through sometime Wednesday afternoon or early Wednesday evening. Right now, the track probably brings it in a little bit to the west of New Orleans. From there, it moves inland, tracking through the state of Mississippi Wednesday night and through the day on Thursday. And that puts Alabama and us here in North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee on what we call the dirty side of the storm as it moves inland. Basically, areas to the east are the ones that experience the biggest impacts. Now, of course, this will be weakening as it moves in our direction by Thursday evening, expected to be a tropical depression, not even a tropical storm at that point. But this is going to bring with it some hazards as it moves just to the west of us. And these are what they are: heavy rain, gusty wind, and the possibility for some tornado activity. The heavy rain, medium chance for that, 1 to 3 inches. Right now, we aren't under any sort of flood watches, so at this point, we're not expecting excessive rain that will lead to flooding problems, but we'll keep an eye on that. Wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour or higher will be a possibility, medium risk for that. Tornado potential a little bit more uncertain. We'll say the chance is low right now, but it is remaining a possibility. There are some limiting factors, and the main one being that the atmosphere will not be particularly unstable, which means we may have a difficult time getting very vigorous showers and storms developing, which could tap in to an otherwise favorable environment to produce some spin-up tornadoes. So that's the main thing we're going to be watching and see if that data starts to come in a little bit more concerning than it is now. But that is something, of course, we always watch with these systems. Let's talk rainfall. Lower totals will be found east of I-65 over the next several days. 1 to 2 inches would be a good average. Out here to the west, though, including the shoals, different story, 2 to 3 inches on average, and especially close to the Mississippi border, it's entirely possible we may get some 4-inch rainfall totals out in that direction. It will help with the drought, but hopefully not going to be to the point that we're going to have flooding concerns out there. Another thing we're watching, the wind potential. This is 6 o'clock Thursday morning. Future wind gust on the order of 25 to 35 miles per hour first thing on Thursday, but we actually expect to see the peak heading into Thursday afternoon. And right now, some of those gusts are forecast to be maybe as high as 45 and perhaps in some isolated instances up to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. So that can cause some problems, knocking down some tree limbs, maybe some trees that are already on their last leg. And of course, that could lead to some power outages. So we're watching for that. And the latest severe weather outlook doesn't include all of us, but keep in mind we'll get an update on this overnight tonight, so check in with Grace tomorrow morning. I think there's a good chance this may be expanded to cover most of the area. Right now it's primarily I-65 corridor and to the west, and the threat level for severe weather remains low, 1 on our scale of 1 to 5. And based on the new data this evening, I'm not sure that there will be a change to that, as again there are some limiting factors that may keep the tornado threat low, but not necessarily zero. And we do want you to stay alert to that, and we'll be watching the rain and the embedded thunderstorm activity very closely as it moves in Thursday. Here's the latest update with future radar. Just clouds tonight and through the day tomorrow. Towards the end of the day Wednesday, may begin to see some light rain pushing in. This will be the beginning of that wet weather. Thursday morning, light to moderate rainfall, and then Thursday afternoon, we'll start to get the pockets of heavier rain and maybe a couple stronger thunderstorms coming on through that could linger into Thursday evening, and even on into Friday, there will still be some rain to track, just not quite as widespread. Shouldn't have any problems at the bus stop. Comfortable start in the 60s in the morning. We'll make it back into the upper 70s with quiet weather tomorrow afternoon. 83 around the noon hour. Southeast wind will pick up around 10 miles per hour, but the forecast remains dry through most of the day tomorrow. These are expected highs, mid to upper 80s. Might hit 90 in a few spots, probably as warm as will be the rest of the week. Again, Thursday, our 31 alert day due to the impacts of Francine. 90% chance for rain, wind, and we'll watch for any potential for severe weather. 73 will be the high. Some showers linger into the weekend, not a washout, but we'll still be tracking some unsettled weather, perhaps even into early next week. Temperatures back around the 80-degree mark this weekend. and will likely turn a little bit warmer, but not necessarily too hot again heading into